Greetings, my excellent friends. You got the Hobby Drifter here again. It is December 10th, 2021, Friday here in Tokyo, Japan. This is the time of year when people start to begin their greetings with "Samui ne," or "Isn't it cold?" I don't think it's that cold. I'm from Chicago, so that I think this weather is beautiful. This reminds me of October weather from back where I grew up. But anyway, it's been a while. Sashiburi ne. So, I've been swamped with work, just work like a crazy person over the last couple of months. Doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon, but wanted to get this video out because Book Off is running a sale that speaks to one of my favorite Japanese words, otonagai'd, which is a portmanteau of otona meaning adult, and buy. And otonagai'd does not mean to buy like an expensive thing, like an expensive figure or statue or whatever. It refers to buying like an entire run of something. For example, it could be buying an entire box of Pokemon cards, because that is something that as an adult you probably have the disposable income to do once in a while. Whereas as a kid you would buy a pack or two at a time. Although, maybe a bad example with the Pokemon cards because a lot of places don't let you buy a box. I was in 7-Eleven recently and they had a big handmade sign up there saying limit 3 packs per person. Trading cards becoming kind of a big thing again. Anyway, so Book Off, otonagai'd. What they've been doing is they've been bundling entire runs of manga for one price. And generally these are very, very cheap. Like much less, especially than cover price. But even less than just buying the run. And I don't know, I haven't met anyone who currently works as a manga producer. But I would imagine that they must really hate Book Off. I mean, I love Book Off, but like, man, if you're someone who produces especially popular manga, Book Off must just be like your mortal nemesis, because you'll buy a new manga for, I don't know, 600 yen or whatever. Read it. It only takes a few minutes to read one of those from start to finish. So you first day you buy it, you read it. Maybe you don't want to own it forever, so you take it into Book Off the first couple of days. Maybe they give you 200, 300 yen for it, half the price, and then they sell it for maybe 75%. Then as time goes on, the prices come down to the point where for a lot of stuff Book Off will give you like less than 10 yen for a manga, sometimes less than 1 yen for a manga, and then sell it for 100 yen. A huge markup. And with popular series, they just come in and out. You go to Book Off, you buy it for 500 yen, read it, bring it back, get 100 yen. They sell it for 500 over and over and over again. And all of those are lost sales for the manga artists. I just felt like I'd throw that in there. Anyway, so went to Book Off. And what they usually do have these package deals, but what sets this one off apart from previous ones is that they had just tons of stuff. It's not just the popular stuff, not the shelf warmer stuff. I mean, they had the original run of Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, that beautiful set of hardcover or I think hardcover trade, whatever, Fist of the North Star. Evangelion, which they disappeared from shelves for a long time, but now they've got the full run package together. Just tons and tons of stuff, including 2 runs of series that I've always wanted to own and to read, and these kind of have a little bit of a special significance for me. The franchise is not necessarily the manga. So I figured a Japan retrospective video. So the first one is probably the more well-known of the two. It is Great Teacher Onizuka. Bong! Look at that. All 25 volumes of Great Teacher Onizuka packaged in one very long, very heavy plastic wrapper. And turn these here. You can see these have been well used. The things are turning, the pages are turning brown. GTO is one of the series where if you were to trade in an individual volume, you would probably get less than 10 yen. Maybe even, this may even be one where they just give you one or offer to just take it off your hands. I have taken stuff into Book Off before and just been like, just take it, please, so I don't have to throw it in the trash. I have been a fan of GTO ever since I came to live in Fukuoka. I watched fan-subbed episodes of the live-action show with Sorimachi, and absolutely fell in love with the character and the series. And I know that the live-action show is quite different from the manga and from the anime. These are not terribly hard to find, any of them, but getting all of them together at one time can be kind of a chore. I know, like one of my OCD things is when I go into a place, I see if there's a whole run, so I check the numbers, and you'll see most of them, but they'll be missing, 18 or 6, or especially the later one. So 25 volumes of GTO wound up costing me 1,000 yen. That's under 10 US dollars for the entire 25 book run, which is just nuts. And I have actually never seen most of these covers, and I would be willing to bet that one of my 3 viewers also hasn't. So let's get my cute black and pink knife and get this thing open. That's right, I finally got a knife for opening these things after struggling with unboxing videos in the past. Now, I've never read most of the GTO manga. I had a version of the first volume that was bilingual. It was in English and Japanese, and that was great for practicing or learning Japanese, especially for me, because it's set in a school, and I'm a teacher, so a lot of school life type words for communicating with coworkers. Not so much with students, because they're still operating under this idea that you should speak only the foreign language to students, which I can go into detail about why that is not the case most of the time. It seems to have been wrapped in multiple. I'm sure that sounds great over the phone audio here. Yeah, so this looks like this was sold at one point as just the first 8. JPY1,000 for 25 volumes of manga. And they had several sets of these, by the way. I mean, they had, like, I picked the nicest looking of the GTO sets, but they probably had 5 full sets. So, let's take a look at some of these. A quintessential teacher manga. And there's actually a smell coming off of these. These smell like an old bookstore. So, yeah, don't know about you, but I'm really enjoying like the art style on these covers, like the painted art on here. One of the things that GTO did that really got me so interested in the series is early on in both the manga and in the live action show, he kind of like takes the side of a couple of delinquent students over the school's assistant principal, where the principal basically gives him permission to here he is, this ass clown, this Uchi Yamada, who I always thought he always reminded me of the main antagonist in Preacher, like just something about the way that he's drawn. But yeah, the principal basically gives him permission to, like, you know, rough up some delinquent students, and he finds that they'd been expelled over something, and Onizuka, instead of roughing up the students, attacks the principal, and then basically leaves. And he's like, says to this principal, it's like, you know, it's because of teachers like you that, you know, kids like this wind up with nowhere to go. And like, if that's the way that this is going to be at this school, then, you know, basically piss off. Which is what winds up getting him the job, which is, I thought was really cool. That's an attitude I've always tried to have with my students versus the faculty, because they're, you know, it is, school's supposed to be a safe place for kids, and, you know, I'm American, so like I know that that's not true worldwide, but I mean here, the Japanese school system is remarkably lenient on certain things that would it would maybe not be, and you know, like maybe they should not let go certain things. I've commented before that things like conchoing people like would get you on a watch list in some countries, whereas, you know, here it's not acceptable, but it's just, you know, it's a lot of, you know, kids do stuff, but yeah, I mean, with especially with like junior high school, it's compulsory education. Like they can't expel you for basically anything. So, you know, up until you get to high school, I mean, I've had kids who didn't show up for 80% of classes, and they still, you know, got bumped up to the next grade level, because it's just supposed to be a safe place for kids, and you can't throw them out of their safe places. Really, really loving these covers. I'm hoping that my Japanese reading ability is going to be enough to get through these in fairly short form. I'd like to have these all read by the end of the winter break that's coming up. But just taking a quick look through one of these volumes. Yeah, I mean they've still got the furigana in for some of the less obvious kanji. So yeah, this should be no big shakes. So that's GTO. That's the quintessential Japanese teacher manga of my generation. It's of the previous generation. It was Kinpachi Sensei, and GTO kind of riffs on that. So I'm thrilled to have these in my collection, even if I'm not entirely sure I'm going to have the place to properly shelf them up. But still, nice to have after all this time. And I do recommend the TV series as well. Oh, there was a new GTO TV, well, new, 10 years ago now, starring Akira from Exile. It was a very different GTO. He kind of just fell into the job. At least the manga and anime and live action version, was kind of a fuck up. But he wanted to be a teacher. But the Akira version, he just kind of lucks into the job, which is very different and offers a new dynamic. But it also does have some really, really good episodes, especially season 2. Season 2 just, oof. Season 2 of Akira's GTO series kind of shifts away from funny school stuff to deadly serious issues, and not all of them get resolved in a happy way. So yeah, but this same book off where I got all these GTO manga also had one of the most important series for me, just in my personal life here, and that was Goksen. Move the camera a little bit. There we go. Now, Goksen is mostly known for the 3-season and movie live-action adaptation starring my all-time favorite Japanese actress, Nakama Yukie. And this was after I had finished GTO, watching it, I heard about this series, which is another, this person who is a teacher is a very unlikely person to be doing that. Goksen is about a Yakuza heiress who wants to be a teacher, and all of her Yakuza buddies are very supportive of her. And of course, she gets the delinquent class, and one by one winds up solving all of their problems. But the reason that I say, and this whole gigantic, these are not the small size, these are trade paperback sized. This whole thing cost a total of, it was 50% off, so it was 750 yen, which is nice because this is another one where you'll find volumes 1, 2, 3 pretty easily, but the later ones don't show up as much. But yeah, the reason that this series holds such an important place to me is that I absolutely loved season 1 of the TV show. Didn't so much care for 3. 2 was okay, but absolutely loved season 1 of the show with Nakama Yukie as Yankumi, Yamada Kumiko, and Matsumoto Jun as Sawada Shin. loved their chemistry. Thought they were just the best thing ever. Found out that they had actually dated in real life, and apparently that didn't go great. But I did not know that until later. So when I moved to Hiroshima to start teaching elementary school, I had to come up with basically like a bio sheet for myself, name, height, country, what I like, what I don't like, that kind of stuff. And coming up with one that I didn't like was kind of a challenge because I don't want to put that info out there. But I had just seen the Goksen movie, and in the Goksen movie, basically all of her former students came back, at least for cameos, except for Matsumoto Jun. And I was under the impression that was because he had become a huge star with Arashi. So, I don't know if anyone cares, but to spoil the end of season 1, they kind of hint that like once he's graduated from high school, they're going to have a relationship. Oh, and I have sliced my thumb on this I don't know if it was the paper or the eraser that I was using, but ooh, that's fun. But anyway, they kind of hint that they might become an item, which is creepy. It's creepy, teacher or student, but in fairness to them, I think she is 22 at the time, and he's 18, and there's, it's still creepy, but so. But he didn't, so they had to bring back the guy from season 2, Kaminashi Kazuya, from Cartoon, to basically play the character of Sawada Shin, but he's not. But So I did my first intro, and I was like, I like whatever. I don't like Matsujun, and this little girl just burst into tears when I said that. And I'll never forget, her homework teacher just said to me in English, like, "You broke her little heart." And he's like, "Why don't you like Matsujun?" And I was like, "Well, because he didn't come back to do the movie." And this little girl just bawling, says it in Japanese, like, "That's no reason to hate him." And like, okay, so I've kind of hit a nerve with that, and my just full-on rabid dislike of Matsujin has been a key component in the Kevin Sensei character for 10 years after that. Now that Arashi is broken up, I've had to kind of pivot because he's not so beloved, especially of elementary school students. But yeah, that was a bit like, that was the thing. It's like, okay, what do you know about Kevin Sensei? Okay, he's from Chicago. He's tall. He likes pizza, and he just absolutely cannot stand Matsujun. And I would put stuff like that, like I would slip "I hate Matsujun" stuff into like probably 20% of my lessons. Like, I would say that when I was teaching the months of the year, that my least favorite month is June. I don't even like that name. They said, it's like, oh, I like July. Why? Like, well, because there is no Matsu July. And but so yeah, that's my whole backstory on Goksen. And I do believe there is a supplementary volume to this after 15. But yeah, I mean, I'm going on and on about the live action show. There was an anime which is more faithful to the series, to the the manga. But yeah, these are nice books. I mean, they had the original retail of $7.33. Shueisha. When were these even published? I don't even know, like when these are from. I know the series was, I believe, early 2000s. So okay, yeah, 2000. So 21, almost 22 years old. So yeah. I can see where they got Matsujun to play him. Turns out he didn't come back because he was... It wasn't because he was such a big star. It was because basically they were going to get Kamenashi Kazuya, and Matsujun could have done he was willing to do a guest spot, but I guess Kamenashi was kind of like, yeah, let's not do that since he's so much more popular than me. So, sorry, Matsujun. Although apparently, again, their actual relationship didn't go great. You know, fuck you, Matsujun. Treat. Actually, a lot of Nakama Yukie's dudes don't do very well by her. Just sad because she's so lovable. Also, the actress from Trick. I must have missed that episode. So I think that this will satisfy my need for teacher manga. For this person, you wouldn't expect them to be a good teacher, but they actually are pretty good. Yeah, I don't foresee having to go and get many more of these. Although, you know, at some point probably go and get the rest of the GTO spin-off manga. The Paradise Lost, I've started reading when it came out, but kind of fell off since it just, you know, they took it took a hiatus, and it was just taking for freaking ever for these books to come out. I sure know how to pick them, right? I mean, the GTO, Evangelion, just wonderful series that just take for fucking ever to reach their, to, you know, get where they're going. And it's not even like stuff like One Piece or whatever, which I've never been into, where it's coming out consistently. I mean, this is just, we're just gonna wait a year or 2 years in between, you know, follow-up chapters. So if I wanted to deal with really long delays between, you know, issues, I would stick with American comics. All right, that's 30 minutes of me talking about I don't know, teacher stuff, teacher manga. I will have a video coming up in the near future about teaching stuff, since that is one of the things that I get asked about more often than you might more often than you might expect. It's nerd stuff and teacher stuff, and you know, it's easy enough to talk about nerd stuff online, but you know, teaching stuff is, I think, more specific. But if that's what you guys want to hear, I will, you know, give you what you want. So anyway, That's been all. That's all for me for now. Hope you enjoyed looking through my epic manga haul. Take care, everybody, and happy hobbying.